It's Friday night, and you know what that means. The Super Speedway Cup Series is on the track at Talladega for race number 2 of their season. I'm Dakota Ehrman, joined by Clint Monahan up here for another week of racing action. I missed last week, and now Evan's going to miss this week, but we always have Clint Monahan here. Clint getting ready to hit the track with these guys from Super Speedway Cup. Going to have somewhat of a small field for this heat race that we'll be broadcasting, but it's nevertheless, it'll be interesting. I'm sure we always have some fantastic finishes here.
Oh, from what I've seen so far, it's been fantastic. And tonight we'll be broadcasting Heat 2 of the SSSeries.com Cup Series. Big names tonight like Frank Brasilia, Andrew Berger, last year's champion, Josue Ramirez, Phil Foltz. It's going to be a fun night, Dakota.
Oh, that it is. And when you talk about last week, Frank Brasilia actually winning heat race number 1. Dallas Miracle winning heat number 2. Rodney Wofford came home with the win in heat number 3. Josh Ball was heat number 4. Trophy Dash went to Andrew Berger. Kerry Witt came home with the B main, but the feature race, the A main, that's where it was at. And it was actually Victor Bartlett coming home with the win last week. Andrew Berger came home second with Joshua Hainer in third. Rodney Wofford came home fourth with Rod Flagg in fifth. Dale Smiley came home in 6th with Matt Bontempi in 7th. Doug Moore came home 8th with Brandon Chaburko in 9th. And Jason Altmans comes home in the 10th position last week, and that was the feature race, the A main. We move straight from that race to the point standings. After the whole night was completed, it's Victor Bartlett leading the point standings. He's leading Andrew Berger, last season's season champion, by 2 points. Rodney Wofford sits third. He's 4 out with Joshua Hainer fourth. He sits 4 out as well, with Dale Smiley sitting 5th, 6 points out.
Rod Flagg is 6 points. He's followed by Matt Bontempi, Doug Moore, Brandon Chubhart Chaburko. He's 9th spot right now in points, and Jason Altman he rounds out the top 10. Don't forget, bonus points are very important in this league. Victor Bartlett has his lead because of the 2 bonus points he got.
That he does, as Andrew Berger, actually defending champion. Victor Bartlett was right there with him most of the season. Now, when we look at the heat lineups here tonight, heat number 1, it's going to be Victor Bartlett, Joshua Hainer, Matt Bontempi, Jason Altmans, Josh Ball, Gary Schenk, Scott Finstemacher, Dana Osborne, Ivan Garcia, and James Hudson, and Anthony Santoro running at the top of the rest of the field. He sits in 11th. Heat number 2 is what we're going to be broadcasting here.
Andrew Berger and Dale Smiley are starting 1st and 2nd. Doug Moore, Jimmy Tolliver, row 2. 5th and 6th is Frank Brasilia and Mark Brown. 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. In order are David Saunders, Gary Tarvin, Phil Foltz, Josue Ramirez, and Travis Crowder.
Heat number 3 is going to be Rodney Wofford starting from the pole with Rod Flagg in 2nd. Brandon Chaburko going to be starting 3rd with Terrence Donovan in 4th. Raymond Evans going to be sitting 5th with Kevin Mahoney Jr. starting in 6th. Shane McEachin going to start 7th with Curtis Bass in 8th. Glenn Hedrick's going to roll off 9th in Heat number 3 with Brian Bennett starting 10th. And Tyler McDonough going to round out that field in 11th.
And in our 4th and final heat, first row is Dallas Miracle, Kerry Witt. They're followed by the row behind him with Hunter Bowles, Donnie Giarratano. 5th and 6th, Stephen Meyer, Tony Finn. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th in this heat is Larry Camp, Daniel Holloway, Chris Jennings, Tyler Sifford, and Tanner Mann.
And after these heat races are complete, we'll be able to talk to the winner of each heat race, hopefully when we're prepared to get set up for the Trophy Dash. And then we'll have the B main in the feature race. Differences between last season, they run all 4 heat races kind of at the same time, and after the heat races conclude, we go straight to the, I do believe, Trophy Dash, which is the same that we did last season. It was called the Dash for Cash, now named the Trophy Dash, because I kept saying Trophy Dash live on the air, I guess, but it's alright, we'll stick with the name, and then we go straight to the B main. Instead, last season we had 12 people that would advance from that race. This time it's only going to be 8 that will advance from that race and into the feature race, and then we'll have the exactly the feature race that will round out the night.
The B main will be fun to watch. I guess it could be B main B for B short or B main short for brawl. It's gonna be a brawl trying to get in those top 8 spots, Dakota.
It always is. It's always like a surprise. You know, you don't know what to expect, even when you have guys that are completely safe. They're completely locked in. We see wrecks. We see people just doing crazy things, going for every spot they can. And if you think you're locked in coming around the last lap, odds are you might not be. Somebody that might not be locked in might get locked in. I mean, you never know with the B main. It's always a very interesting race. But we're on the grid here with the heat race number 2 that we'll be broadcasting, and the field is rolling. It's going to be Andrew Berger, Dale Smalley, rounding out or starting the field here with row number 1.
Doug Moore and Jimmy Tolliver follow them in 3rd and 4th.
Frank Busilia and Mark Brown going to roll off in 5th and 6th.
And in the rear, but not too far back, is Gary Tarvin and Josue Ramirez.
And obviously 11 cars were registered for this event, only 8 going to show up to race. So the field now paces through turns 1 and 2. Caution's going to be off, just a quick 10-lap race. And then we'll get set up for the trophy dash. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens here. Kind of a small field, but everybody should be tandemed up. So you guys got to watch for these guys to find their partners and try to stick with them, or maybe see what we saw last season where guys didn't really have a partner. They just went with the line that was moving. They would go up, cut off their buddy. It was really interesting last season. I mean, we saw some daring moves. These cars not as forgiving, though, I would say.
Yeah, these cars are very, extremely twitchy going down straightaways. It's really weird, especially entering turns is where I think a lot of wrecks might happen. But luckily for them tonight, there's only 8 of them. Even number, everybody's going to have a dancing partner because it's prom night in Lincoln, Alabama. And Pace car now leading the field into turn number 3, getting set to take the green flag. Interesting thing about the start-finish line here at Talladega compared to Daytona, it's a little ways down the tri-oval. It's actually past the tri-oval, which makes it different than really any track that we go to. It's a little bit bigger than Daytona as well, but I really like Talladega. The lines are kind of marked, the lanes are kind of marked. They really know what's going on. We can even see a little bit more 3-wide action than what you can to Daytona. Daytona really, really small. Everybody seems real close and afraid to make much of a move. But these guys really know what they're doing, and they can do it anywhere they want. But here we are, pace car getting set to dive. Field about to be in the hands of Andrew Berger. He's got to wait till the start-finish line or till the green flag flies before he can, jump on the gas pedal. So watch as he leads them through the tri-oval, out of the tri-oval almost. And we'll be to the green flag. Green flag is out, and the field is away here at Talladega Super Speedway. Everybody's going to stay side by side going into 1. You got Andrew Berger and Dale Smalley on the front row. Dale Smalley in the 69 Me car. He's getting pushed by the 13, and that's Jimmy Tolliver.
How about Doug Moore sitting on the bumper of that 24 of Andrew Berger? Got right on this bumper, kind of stuck with him. Maybe come down to cool or make sure he doesn't heat up the engine very quickly. That's the big worry about tonight is not heating up that engine. Being extremely, extremely careful as we have a battle for the lead on the outside lane. Fighting back here as Dale Smalley with help from Jimmy Tolliver. They're looking like they might be able to hang strong on that outside lane, but they fall off coming off the turn number 4.
Might be number 69, but his favorite position is 1, and that's where the 13 is pushing him, or at least trying to. 13 is gonna back off. They're not gonna be going across the line first and second. I figured they would with the run they were going. 13's probably gasping for air. I can see them switching probably every 4 or 5 laps, even though it is only a 10-lap race. So there's gonna be 2 switches, maybe 3 switches. Dakota. It's gonna be very interesting as they go down this backstretch, single file.
Gary Tarvin, without a partner for some reason, started 7th, currently running in the 8th position. Just in front of him is Mark Brown, who was scored in 5th. He's fallen back, and he's also without a partner, so maybe going back to pick up Gary. But what you're watching for here, as you said, maybe 4 to 5 laps before they have to switch. I would say that's about the first time when you get a car out there that's cooled engine. They haven't really been out there very long. They can go 4 to 5 laps maybe, but after that, once the engines are heated up already, these cars don't really cool down a whole lot, so they have to start switching maybe every other lap, every 2 laps. So we'll have to keep our eye on that. But I think we could start seeing a switch very soon. You see the 74, though, he's not really all on the 24, all the way around the track, kind of laying off just a little bit, and that's giving the outside lane an edge as he just got back up to the bumper of that 24 and pushing it back down the back straightaway. Outside lane is coming strong, though.
You've got to be on the back bumper if you want to go full speed here. That's why the 13 and 69 are not making it anywhere. Frank Basilian being pushed by Josue Ramirez. They were on each other. They had their run going down the back straightaway, but it seems like they've hit a brick wall when they came to the outside of the 74. As it finally seems to be that Doug Moore is getting up on the back bumper of Andrew Berger, and here comes Frank Basilia. They're going into one, and they will not take it over. It's still tough on the outside here. They got to get closer just to pass them here, or else they're going to be stuck third and fourth.
Yeah, 7 to go, going to be 6 to go when we take the start-finish line, so laps are winding down. Even though we're only at lap 4, a very short race here. The outside lane still hanging on strong, inside lane kind of falling back here. But as we head into the turn 3, looks like the inside lane going to pick up the time. The outside lane falls apart, separate, as the cars on the inside behind the leaders are also separated. By about a car length, actually, as you see the 74 now laying off the 24 as they switch on the outside lane. 75 up the middle, 76 to the very outside. 74 peeking his nose out behind the 24, looking for as much air as he possibly can. Got to keep the engine cool and not blow up, and that's going to cost the 75, 76 a lot of the time. 74 just all right. It is definitely all right with just riding. You see the 13 back behind the 69. That is the 69 of Dale Smalley and the 13 of Jimmy Tolliver. I mean, they were kind of separated, you know, really just letting the 13 cool his engine. As here comes the 75, 76 back, getting their momentum back together as they've hooked back up.
You saw Frank and Josue do their switch, so I can see a good run from them coming back. But Jimmy Tolliver and Dale Smalley, Jimmy's finally getting on the 69's bumper, and they're going to get somewhere. But he's got to stay hooked up. You just can't get on there for like a straightaway and not do it. You have to be hooked up all the way around the track. And that's why you see Josue Ramirez being pushed by Frank Basilia, and they're coming into turn 1, now turn 2 with a full head of steam, Dakota.
Well, I think the 69 and 13, they might be faster with the 13 pushing, and I think they know that. They're kind of waiting for the 13 to make it where he can go enough laps or go to the end, pushing without blowing up. But they want to keep the 13 back there, so they're ready to go when they need to. 75, 76 ball off of the outside lane. 74 peeking his nose out from behind the 24. Looks like he almost wanted to go to the outside lane to pass him, as he was really trying to cool the engine down, I would say, as he gets back up to the bumper of the 24 and starts to push once again down the back front straightaway. 75 goes to the outside of the 13, but he's got no help whatsoever. That's a 76 behind him, who is falling back by about a car length.
We're a single file with the first 6 cars going down into turn 1. 69 of Dale Smalley is finally getting up again to Doug Moore's bumper, and maybe they'll turn into a tandem. I guess they're switching dancing partners. 74 is bobbing and weaving, looking for a place to go. And again, the 75, Josue Ramirez, they're trying to get a full head of steam going again for the high side, but they're not going to go anywhere. They're probably going to tuck back in right behind Jimmy Tolliver. And we are missing the 24 car.
Electrical issues going on. The 24 machine, he just disappeared. He's back. His 74 comes back up just behind him going, what's going on, buddy? Gets back up to the bumper out to see if he can actually push him here. As they come across the start-finish line, looks like they're all right now. But you watch the 74, watch for him to maybe shoot up to the outside. It looks like the guy behind him is really committed to his bumper. But don't forget the 13 is back there as well, so those two could just be looking to split up those leaders and then shoot to the outside. Looks like the 74 has really got a buddy, though. That guy's really not looking to leave the 74. He wants to follow him, it appears.
The 2 guys we have on milk cartons, they're missing from this pack. That's Mark Brown and Gary Tarvin in the numbers 06 and 17s consecutively. They're back about 5 seconds back in 7th and 8th place. What do you think happened to them, Dakota?
Well, I mentioned at the start of the race, I don't know exactly why, but one of them had lost the draft. That was the 17 of Gary Tarvin. The 06 didn't have a partner, so he fell back. He actually had to go back and pick up the Gary Tarvin machine and try to help him. But by that time, they were already too far back that they couldn't really make up any time. Only losing time as they might be battling back there. It appears they're maybe switching as the 17 is now in front of the 06. They're scored that way. Up front, out of the lead. 75, 76 on the outside lane. 74 still on the bumper. That 24. Defending champion on the inside lane. 74 is not really lifting as he's driving inside of the 24 maybe. Oh, it's a 76 just got turned.
Your new leader is Josue Ramirez, but Doug Moore he's on the apron right now. He's trying to take control of that Diet Coke machine. Right now, though, 24 was back in the lead. He's we got new partners now. They switched dance partners. This will be Mad Prom Dates tonight. Josue Ramirez is pushing Berger, and then you got Jimmy Tolliver pushing the 69 of Dale Smalley.
Now look back at this wreck. 76 just maybe got the bumper of the guy in front of him wrong. Comes down, collects a 74, comes back up, and he goes up the racetrack a little after the incident. He collects the wall, comes back down, and collects those other two cars, the 7th and 8th place cars. And so that's going to leave those three total. Doug Moore going to be shown 5th all by himself. And he's just those 4 cars in front of him racing side by side. These cars looking like they're locked in unless they have a large incident. But we're on the final lap as we're working out of turn number 2. 24 leads, 75 on his bumper. That's, I do believe, Ramirez. Jose Ramirez. Oh, it actually, never mind, I lied. I was looking at the replay there. The race is over, actually. Andrew Berger wins. Dale Smalley comes home 2nd. Jose Ramirez comes home 3rd. And Jimmy Tolliver actually going to come home 4th with Doug Moore 5th. Frank Busilia comes home 6th. Gary Tarvin 7th. And Mark Brown running out the field in 8th. After those last 3 were collecting the large incident. Doug Moore hung on to the lead lap, even though he was involved.
How about Dale Smalley? That was a very close finish between him and Berger. Berger won by 3/100ths or 3.5 hundredths of a second. Very close race in this heat race. And we are waiting for the results from the other heats.
Yeah, but we have Andrew Berger on the radio now. Andrew, what a win. I mean, you got it by .034. That's pretty close.
Yeah, thank you, Dakota. Yeah, I'm just trying to stay out front here in this heat race. Started on the pole, obviously, and just kind of Doug kind of pushed me there for the first half of the race, and we just kind of stayed out front. And so hoping you stay with me to the end. I know we got a little accident there at the end, but overall it worked out.
I know you were having electrical problems at one point in the race. Is that issue resolved, or will we see those in the trophy dash?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. I was trying to get them fixed there in a car, but I don't know. Hopefully we'll get them resolved before the trophy dash for sure.
And with the trophy dash just being moments away, can you repeat there? I mean, you're probably going to start up, I would say, close to the front. Can you repeat?
Yeah, those guys are going to be the best of the best from all the heat races. It's certainly going to be tougher, I think, than this heat race. But yeah, I think we can get it done.
All right, well, thank you, Andrew. Any shout-outs you want to throw out there real fast?
Yeah, thank you guys for broadcasting us. And just thank Doug there for working with me. And we'll see everybody in the trophy dash.
All right, thank you, Andrew, and good luck on Trophy Dash.
Thank you.
And now we have our heat number 1 winner. It was actually Joshua Hanner, and he's standing by with Clint Monahan.
Josh, how did that race go for you? We saw you got race 1, but we were broadcasting heat 2.
Race 1 was a pretty good race. There was a wreck on I think it was either the first or second lap, and it kind of it spread everybody out. So the top 4 of us had gotten away. So it was really just we kind of rode around and waited till the last lap to make a run at it. I think it was Matt Bontempi had a run on the outside coming there to the checker, and then we broke away a little bit, and Victor tried to pass me, and I just barely beat him to the line. It was a pretty good race.
As I forgot to mention, congratulations on your heat win. How are you feeling for the A main?
I'm really confident. I had a top 5 last week. I think I can carry that momentum into this week and hopefully get a win.
Now, it'd be in poor taste if I didn't ask you this. Who do you got to thank for all this? You got any sponsors? Anybody watching?
I do. I would thank Rod for putting on the league. Thank you guys for broadcasting. IT Pioneers, my sponsor, and Matt Bontempi, Victor Bartlett, Hunter Bowles. Those guys always help me out week in and week out.
That's number 5, Josh Hanner. He won heat race number 1. Dakota's caught up with Terrence Donovan, winner of heat number 3.
Yes, indeed. Heat number 3 winner, that's going to be the number 73 machine, Terrence Donovan. Terrence, what a race. What exactly happened?
I got a good push from Brandon. It was a pretty exciting race. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, it went pretty well, I think. I think there was a wreck towards the end, but yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
And Terrence, how good does it feel to win just 2 races in, or actually the second week of the season? Is it good to get back to victory lane, and can you win in the Trophy Dash?
Yeah, I think I'll have a good starting spot. Depends who I hook up with, but yeah, I think it feels good to win again. It's been a few weeks, I think, but yeah, it feels great.
And man, I know it's only week 2 of the new season, but are you thinking points? How important is it to get the wins, or are you just kind of set on finishes right now?
I'd like to win. I haven't won an A main yet. I've got plenty of heat races, but not the A main. So yeah, I had a good race going until the second to last lap last week, so I got to bounce back from that with a good finish.
All right, Terrence. Well, good luck bouncing back, and you know, try to do the best you can. But any shots you want to throw out there?
Yeah, thanks to anybody who's watching, Maureen and Drew, and anybody else. So, all right, I'll see you.
All right, thank you, Terrence. And that was your heat race number 3 winner. Now we go to our heat race number 4 winner, Hunter Bowles, number 29 machine, who's standing by with Clint Monahan.
Hunter is driver of the number 29 Chevy. He's a former Super Speedway truck champion out of Rixieville, Virginia. Hunter, how'd your race go for you?
It went really good. Me and Dallas hooked up right from the start, and we led pretty much the entire race, so worked out pretty good.
Now, do you plan on working with him again in the next race? What's y'all's strategy for it?
I'm not really sure. I think it would work out if we did, but in that A-main, I really don't like tying myself down to one partner in case stuff doesn't work out towards the end, and just try to position myself in the best place possible. So we'll see.
Yeah, monogamy never works in super speedway racing. I'm glad. See, you've learned that. You got 4 Cup wins. How are you feeling about this race here at Talladega for the A-main?
I feel really good. I've yet to get an A-main. I have a couple heats and 1 or 2 B-mains, but it'd be good to get an A-main win, and hope I can do it tonight.
And who do you want to thank? Give shout-outs to.
I got to thank Rod Flagg for pouring all the money that he does into this. Also got to thank Josh Hanner, Matt Bontempi, Marcus Lambert, Frank Busiala, and also got to thank the Lord.
Thanks, Hunter. That's Hunter Bowles. He's not a fan of being tied down, so remember that, women. That's Hunter Bowles. He won the heat race number 4 and will make his way to the A-main after the Trophy Dash. Thank you, Hunter.
Thank you.
All right, now while we're getting set up for the Trophy Dash here, I do want to recap results here. Again, your heat race number 2 winner, which is what you just saw, Andrew Berger. Joshua Hanner won heat 1, Terrence Donovan heat 3, and Hunter Bowles heat number 4. Now we're getting set to head into the Trophy Dash. The top 4 from each heat race will advance to that race. Anybody else that was not advancing will go to the B main, in which the top 8 from that race advance into the A main. And they're set basically. The starting order is set for the feature race is set by the top 8, or the running order in the Trophy Dash. They set the top, I want to say 12 or 16 spots, and then the next 8 positions are set by the order, or the finishing order of the B main in the running order they finish. So while we get set to go to that Trophy Dash, I'm going to go ahead and step away, take a quick commercial break, and again we'll be right back.
listeners where you can hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com.
InsideSimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
We're back live at Talladega Super Speedway, back from commercial break, except for the Trophy Dash here with the Super Speedway Cup Series, SSSeries.com. I want to take a moment to thank some of our sponsors here at ETV Live, Bobberell Racing, BobberellRacing.com for the VRC Mark II Virtual Racing Seat, Gary Mercer Trucking, Inside Sim Racing, iLeague Race, iRacing Today Radio Show, Cora, ETV Live Radio, HG Radio Network, JX Beer Designs, and Tim's Corner Motorsports, and don't forget the Hammer Radio Show. But getting set to go back racing here for the second time here tonight. Going to be about 3 minutes away. We're going to start with the Trophy Dash. This is going to be an interesting event here. It's the top 4 from each heat event. So we're going to be a little bit more than what we're used to. I think 16 instead of 12.
Oh, it's going to be a real exciting race, Dakota. I look forward to it. You got any? Who do you think's going to finish? Give me a rough guess. Top 3. Put you on the spot here.
Well, let's see. I got to look at the entry list here and see everybody that's in this race. Well, I'm going to guess Rod Flack's going to win this race, and Andrew Berger's going to come home second. And how about Jimmy Tolliver coming home third? We'll just go with that.
Yeah, I also got El Jefe winning. I can see Chubbhart up there along with Josue Ramirez. The 75 of Ramirez, he did really well staying up, keeping top 3 in the B main. So I can see him even pulling one out and getting the win tonight in this Trophy Dash.
Wouldn't surprise me one bit here. Just about a minute, 55 seconds away. We look on track currently. It is, a lot of guys on the racetrack right now practicing, switching, all kinds of things. But we only had 7 guys complete a practice lap so far. Terrence Donovan, Jose Ramirez, Stephen Meyer, Josh Ball, Tyler Sifford, Raymond Evans, and Dale Smiley.
Yeah, let's explain how everybody switches. The best part, I'd say the best part of the track to switch is coming out of the tri-oval going into turn 1. That's when you have the most speed that you have, and you're going to want the guy in front to go high while the push car stays right on that yellow line. And if you time it perfectly, the front car should come right back down and should be able to hook right onto your bumper coming out of turn 2. Any other part of the track, you're gonna lose more speed. You have to do it when you're going at your fastest.
And really, the corners are the easiest place to switch anyway because of the banking, the way it changes. You actually lose speed up there when you move up the racetrack, which allows for your partner, especially when he's coming out with having had the draft, he's able to keep his speed up compared to you who lose a little speed. That allows him to go right on by. You slip back in line behind him, and that's what makes it so easy, especially in those corners. You do it in the middle of a straightaway, one of you has to drag the brake, and that could take a lot longer because then you have to go back up to speed because generally you slow yourself down more than you actually want to. But Super Speedway is always tricky, very interesting, and I always loved going to Super Speedways and just the unique perspectives they have, especially from the driver's seat. It always makes for interesting racing.
Yeah, Super Speedways are interesting as it is, and now that we added, now that cars can overheat at the Super Speedways, the switch, it adds a whole nother dimension to it, and I just love it.
Definitely just about 5 seconds away from race time, actually, as practice just about to end here for the Trophy Dash for a quick practice session. And it should be coming to an end, and we should have the grid momentarily available. And it is just become available, so in just a moment we'll go through our starting lineup here. But I know you got or you put me on the spot, you made me pick, and I think we had you pick. So, tell you what, pick a lap 10 later. Who's going to lead a lap 10?
Lap 10. Dale Smalley, number 69.
We'll have to write this down. We'll just have to make bets live on the air. But here we are now on the grid getting set for the start of this event, the Trophy Dash. It's going to be Joshua Hanna rolling off. He won heat race number 1 on his outside. Winner of heat race number 2, Andrew Berger.
Terrence Donovan, number 73, starting 3rd. He's the winner of heat race number 3. On his outside is the 29 Hunter Bowles, who was your winner of heat race number 4.
Runner-up of heat race number 1 and runner-up of heat race number 2, Victor Bartlett and Dale Smalley. They make up 5th and 6th position.
We got another couple more runner-ups in 7th and 8th. This is 39 of Brandon Chaburko, and number 48 from Canada, Dallas Miracle, looking for the miracle at Talladega tonight.
How about Josh Ball and Jose Ramirez sitting 9th and 10th, I believe. They were 3rd place finishers.
Ramon Evans is in the 83, starting 11th, and on his outside in 12th, the number 22 of Stephen Meyer.
4th place finishers in heat races number 1 and 2 were Matt Bontempi and the 20 machine, and on his outside in the 14th and the 13 machine, Jimmy Tolliver.
And to round out the rest of the 4th place finishers, we got 2 more people in this race, starting 15th and 16th. The number 25 of Rod El Jefe Flag, and 16th, number 05 of Tyler Sifford.
It works to the back straightaway, getting set to go back. Green flag racing, just a reminder, start-finish line after the tri-oval, which gives these guys a whole lot more time to make for a race. Coming across or out of turn number 4, they have more time to make a move, shoot to the outside. But here we go, getting set for an interesting event. There is, I do believe, it's a cash prize on the line in this event, and at the end of the season, a trophy going to be given away for the Trophy Dash. Actually, I have point standings for this event.
And that adds more excitement to the series. Not only are you running for point standings, but you also want to get that trophy in the trophy series. So that gives you, I guess, more. You want more out of this league, which creates great racing. And not only the mains, not only the B main, but you get the Trophy Dash and the A main.
Amazing racing, though, and prestige added with that championship at the end of the season, that trophy. But here we go, working off of turn number 4. The pace car getting set to dive. That's going to be honorary pace car driver J.D. Webb. There he goes. And it's going to be Joshua Hanner leading us to the green flag. And his number 5 machine, Andrew Berger, going to be on his outside. 12 laps here at Talladega Super Speedway. And the green flag is out and the field is away. To take lap number 1 of 12, it's going to be Hanner beating or just about even with Berger at the line. 29 did not get a very good restart. That is Hunter Bowles. 73, Terrence Donovan got a pretty good restart. He's up to the bumper of the 5 already. 42 behind him gets to his bumper, falls off. 24 of Andrew Berger on the outside lane is falling back now, trying to get back up to Hunter Bowles so he can get some help and get going back towards the front, hopefully.
We're on the back straightaway. This is probably where everybody wants to find their dancing partners right now. As you can see, Hunter Bowles is hooked up. He's the partner of number 24, Andrew Berger, and up front, Josh Hanner's partner, we got we got Terrence Donovan. And on to their outside, trying to take the lead right now, is 42 Victor Bartlett with his dancing partner, number 39, Chubhart Chaburko.
By Josh Ball, 15 machine sitting in, I do believe what's going to be scored now is 5th, as he's on the inside of Andrew Berger. He moved up from about 9th position up to the 5th position in just one lap. Pretty big moves, I would say. 83 just behind him, that's Raymond Evans trying to follow that 15 machine through. They're closing in on the inside leaders. Outside lane up in front of them, battling outside for the leaders, or for the lead position, kind of falling back, staying even now with the leaders, but not really going anywhere, I would say. 24 now falls in line behind the 83. 83 shot way up the racetrack. He left his partner, the 15th, Josh Ball. And Brandon Chaburko, he shoots down the inside. He's going to leave his partner. Maybe his partner is looking to get in line if he can. And here comes the outside lane. That's Raymond Evans leading that line, and Andrew Berger on his bumper.
It's pretty interesting. We got 3 people on that outside line. I can see the Hunter Bowles is probably going to be left out. He's not going to be able to catch that draft because they're already going full speed when they're together like that. And we got a switch up front. Terrence Donovan will be your new leader, while Josh Hanner will try to tuck in behind him, and Hanner's going to have to dip up front so he can stay. Donovan's going to have to dip up front so he can stay with Hanner. And we got a new leader, Victor Bartlett, and he's still being pushed by Chubhart.
As a 39 machine is, not really going to leave that 42 hanging. He's pretty much sticking with them. 73 and 5. They switched and went back to the inside lane, and they jumped in line right in front of Josh Ball. Outside lane just went backwards, though. That's 83 of Raymond Evans, 24 of Andrew Berger, and just in front of them, somebody just jumped up in line. That's the number 48 machine. That is New Blue Dallas Miracle, and he gets help from, I want to say that is the 69 of Dale Smalley.
We're on lap 4 of this race. They still got time to make some things happen. As the 69 of Dale Smalley, once again, he might be number 69, but his favorite position is number 1. He's got the lead for just a split second as they are neck and neck, coming out of 4. Remember, he's still being pushed by Dallas Miracle, and there might have to be a switch coming up in the next 2 laps, Dakota.
I don't think you can't really worry about them switching as soon as you do the inside lane. They've been hooked up for quite a while now, and it looks like they actually separated up on the outside lane. That's letting the inside guys separate. They're going to switch above the inside lane guys. The 42 goes up to the middle lane. He's going to get some help. He's going to get stuck on the outside lane because the 49 has got to his bumper. 69 falls back in line. 83 to Raymond Evans. 24 Andrew Berger working behind the 83. They shoot up. Going to make it 3 wide. There's the 49 shooting back to the 69, trying to get hooked up with him again. As the 42 is just kind of stuck in the middle right now.
We're still 3 wide in turns 3 and 4. You got the 83 of Ramon Evans still being pushed by Andrew Berger, but they're starting to slide back a little bit. And somehow on the bottom line, Josh Ball is catching the 42's draft, and he's still able to hold that line. And looks like we're getting a new leader, Dakota. Brandon Chaburko is going to get passed by the 13 and the 5 of Jimmy Tolliver and Josh Hanner.
It's actually, I want to say that might be the 73. I mean, that does look like the 73.
Oh, I'm sorry, 73. Terrence Donovan, you're right.
Yeah, that's 73. Terrence Donovan up front. He helps take over he does take over the lead, but Brandon Chaburko is not left alone. The 42 just got back to his bumper. That's the 42 of Victor Bartlett. Those two working together, and they're coming back on the inside strong. They just got hooked back up, so they're definitely going to be really cool here as they are making the inside lane work. The outside lane separated. They separate just a little bit, but not really a whole lot, trying to keep together as closely as they possibly can. Outside lane falls back big time, coming across the line to take lap number 7 of 12.
Brandon Chaburko still holding the lead. He's still being pushed by Victor Bartlett with Josh Ball and with Josh Ball and Hunter Bowles right behind them. Terrence Donovan has dropped back about 4 positions up from where he was the last time to cross the line. And as you see Josh Ball being pushed by Hunter Bowles, they're coming up high. They want to take the lead from Chaburko.
They want to, but it doesn't mean they can. The 29 got all kinds of sideways on the bumper of the 15. He falls way off. The 39 shoots up the racetrack. He's going to pull the switch. That was a little late, as he might be stuck up there now as the 15 gets to the bumper of the 42. Maybe going to push him by. 39 has no help whatsoever on the outside lane. 75 car going to be the next car up. As cars are shooting up the racetrack, there's Rod Flagg. He's now up here out of nowhere. And the 42 looking to get back down. Could not get back down. Is Rod Flagg, third car on the outside. He's right behind. Brendan Chaburko is now behind his partner, Victor Bartlett. 15 and 29 going to take over the lead on the inside lane. Outside lane not going to give up. That was a 42 and 39 are moving. How about Jose Ramirez sneaking back in the picture in his 75 machine? Fourth car on the outside. He's on the upper of the 23, hoping this outside clears the inside so he can maybe get a shot at pushing Rod Flagg by for the lead.
We're 2 by 2, 4 rows back coming out of turn 4 here on lap 8. Victor Bartlett is still in the lead. He's being pushed by Brandon Chaburko even after that horrific switch that they had. And they're going to be able to make it back down to the bottom line, leaving Rod Flagg and Josue Ramirez back up top. And look who's making his way up to the top. Dakota. Josh Ball is going to run to the high side. He's going to get his push by Rod Flagg. Again, you still have your leader, the 42, Victor Bartlett, but that might not be for long with the speed that the 15 and 23 are making. And right behind Brandon Chaburko, who's in second right now, is Hunter Bowles. He's got a new dancing partner, and his new dancing partner goes by the name of Stephen Meyer in the 22 car.
Sorry, Evan Basoko trying to, I think Evan Basoko trying to contact me here. Here's the 42, maybe looking up the middle. It looked like the 39 would shoot down the inside, try to keep the engine cool. Here is Rod Flagg to the bumper of Josh Ball. He's looking to push Josh Ball by for the lead if he possibly can. As they almost wrecked back there on the inside lane. The 29 got the apron. That's the 29 of Hunter Bowles. And it looks like he saves it, but checks up and loses a lot of time. Victor Bartlett now on the inside of his partner, as it looks like the 15 and 23 take over the lead. 39 and 42 are still side by side. Those are partners. 22 and 75 on the outside lane. They come up to the bumper of the 39. 29 is the next car on the inside. He's got some help, and he's looking to come up on the bumper of the 42 machine. That's a 20 of Matt Bontempi, I do believe, on the bumper of that 42 machine, as they are side by side back here for just a third position.
You know, I was wrong about my lap 10 prediction. Dale Smiley was back there in 9th, so you can hold that to me. And we got a switch up front. Rod Flagg. Oh, and he gets bumped by Josh Ball while they're making the switch. That was a little too early for Josh to come down. But we got our new leader is Hot Rod Flagg, or Rod El Jefe Flagg, in his Washington State Cougars car. But then you also have the 42 Victor Bartlett coming full speed, being pushed by none other than Brandon Chaburko.
And they're hanging on strong on the outside lane, but the inside lane not. They're very cool. They just switched. They're just going to get their momentum back up. Going to be side by side, coming to collect the white flag here at Talladega Super Speedway. Down the tri-oval, 42 has the edge. 39 pushing him. They're carrying a lot of momentum on the outside lane. They head into turn number 1. 42 nearly clear. He shoves down in front of the 23. 23 gets to the bumper of the 42, leaves the 39 hanging. 42 is going to push up the racetrack to go get his buddy, I think. And the 23 shoots down the inside. 15 is going to follow the 23 as they head down the back straightaway side by side. 23 going to regain the lead.
We got half a straightaway and 2 corners left, and Rod Flagg is back in the lead after Victor Bartlett abandoned his dancing partner, Brandon Chaburko. I'm sure they're not going to be too happy after the race or in the limo going back for prom. We are single file 1 through 6. Victor Bartlett, Rod Flagg, Josh Ball, and then now we've got. It's going to be close coming out of the trial with Dakota. Victor Bartlett is being pushed by Brandon Chaburko, but it might be too late. World winner of the Trophy Dad.
At least I got one of them right there, Clint. It was Rod Flagg at the start-finish line. He wins at Talladega Super Speedway with the Trophy Dash.
2nd through 5th is Victor Bartlett, Josh Ball, Brandon Chaburko, and Hunter Bowles. And you know, you did get that right. I'm so shocked. I can't even get lap 10 right. He was in 10th.
I mean, yeah, did I know at the start of the race here, I picked Rod Flag to go out and win this event. What did he do?
El Jefe won. I'm taking
we got him on the radio.
I'm taking you with me next time I go to Biloxi.
And Rod Flag, you did it. You won. You had a lot of help from Josh Ball. What a win, though. You beat out Victor Bartlett and Brendan Chaburko. They were coming strong.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. He got detached, and you know, Victor's been strong all season, and wow, you know, Josh gave us a heck of a run. I knew we were going to be in good shape when we got behind him. You know, I knew we were going to be pushing him to about 2 to go, and then he was right there with us. So, man, it's just nice to get back into victory lane. It's been a while. I think it was first week of season 3. So, first dash win. Excited to take this one home. It's just overwhelming to you know, we're gonna get on the pole for the A main and get in there. So just exciting stuff. Happy to finally make it back.
Congratulations, man, and it's been a while. You said you think season 1 or week 1 of season 3. You think? Well, I guess it's been a while since you've been able to do that. The burnouts on the racetrack. How about any shout-outs you want to throw out there?
I just want to thank Super Speedway Cup drivers. Thanks for all they do and their participation. It's always fun to be in this event with them, and just want to thank Josh for the push, and he never left back my car. So thank him for the hard work there, and I think we'll be a strong duo in the A main. Thanks, guys, for ETV. Appreciate everything you guys do.
All right, well, congratulations, El Jefe, on your win. And we look forward to seeing you starting on the pole in the feature race, the A main.
Thanks, guys. How about that 15th to 1st?
How about that? That 15th to 1st. Rod Flag does it. He wins the trophy dash. We're going to try to talk to now, I do believe, our 2nd place finisher, if we can here. That was Victor Bartlett. Got to find him and get this radio set up, if we can. And we've got him in the broadcast booth, Victor Bartlett. You so close. You come home second, .034. I think that was actually the margin of victory in our heat race number 2. But I mean, so close in your 42 machine. What happened when you cleared Rod Flag and then you came back up?
Well, I knew Brandon wasn't going to be able to push me all the way. So I knew if I jumped down in front of Rod, I could at least break their momentum a little bit. That way it wouldn't bother Brandon too much, and then Brandon knew I was going to move back up. He's on my team, so he knew I was going to move back up and get him to push me the rest of the way. And I thought we were going to be able to get it, but it was close. It was fun. It was close, though. Congrats to Rod for getting that. Yeah, it was surprising to see him move all the way through the field like that, but that was good.
All right, Victor, and you're going to roll off 2nd in the feature race here. Can we look to see you maybe capitalize instead of finishing 34 thousandths behind the leader? Can we see you have that 34 thousandths of a second lead over the 2nd place car?
If I'm there, you'll see it.
Roger that, Victor. Any shots you want to throw out there real quick?
Yeah, we'll throw out to ETV for filming this, and I want to throw out to Rod for putting on this amazing league.
All right, thank you, Victor, and we'll look forward to seeing you later on in the feature race.
Thank you.
And now we have one more person we wanted to grab. We want to grab the 15 of Josh Ball. If at all possible, we'll look for Josh Ball, and I think we got him. And Josh Ball on the radio, Dakota Ehrman from the broadcast booth from ETV Live, joined by Clint Monahan, Evan Soko apparently hanging around, but you came up 3rd. You pushed Rod Flag to the win there. I mean, what was going on when what were you thinking, at least, when they come down in front of you, then went back up the racetrack?
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was wondering what Victor was doing, and then once he went back up, I knew I could push Rod to the finish because my engine was cool enough. So I just gave it all she had at that point.
And man, you're going to start off 3rd, just behind the guy you pushed to the win in the trophy dash and the feature race. Are you going to stick with him, or are you going to kind of move around here?
I'll probably try to stick with Rod. Whatever happens, happens. But I was looking for him in the dash there a couple minutes ago, and then when I finally found him, we got hooked up and finished 1-3. So it was pretty good.
And any shots you want to throw out there real quick?
Just Rod for putting on ETV, or the series and you guys for coming with ETV every week and giving us a great show.
All right, thank you, Josh, and we look forward to seeing you in the feature race.
You too, thanks.
And there was your third place finisher in the Trophy Dash. Now, as we get set for the feature or the B main, we're going to step away, take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more racing action from Super Speedway Cup Series, SSSeries.com.
Plus other listeners where you could hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com. If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
We're back live. We're on the grid for the B-Main, getting set to go racing here at Talladega Super Speedway with another round. This one being 15. We saw 10 laps. We saw 12 laps. Now we're seeing 15. The next is going to be 30. That's going to be the feature race that's coming up next. But first, we have to have the top 8 from this race. That'll round out the field for that the feature race. Joining us up with the broadcast booth is now Evan Pasoko. I'm Dakota Herman, joined by Clint Monahan and John Westling, as always, pushing the buttons on the cameras. Gonna go ahead and run through our starting lineup. Doug Moore gonna roll off first with the 3 of Donnie Gaetano, rolling off in second on his outside.
Third place, Tyler McDonald with Frank Basilia to third. Get that to third on his outside.
Gary Shane gonna roll off in fifth with Shane. I believe this is a bit of a difficult name here. We're just gonna call him Shane at 28, rolling off sixth.
That's Shane McKinchin from Hazelhurst, Georgia. 7th and 8th is Larry Campen at 33, and on his outside in 8th is, once you double that, is a 66 of Kevin Mahoney Jr.
These words are really small, but Daniel Holloway gonna roll off 9th with Kerry Tarvin rolling off 10th.
The number 8 starting 11th, Dana Osborne, and on his outside in the 06 starting 12th is Mark Brown.
Garcia rolling off 13th, James Finn rolling off 14th.
And 15th and 16th are number 7 and number 16 of Rodney Rawford and Tanner Mann.
And how about Kerry Witt rounding out the rest of the field, and also going to bring in Evan Pasoko right now. Evan, glad to have you joining us for the broadcast here.
That's right, I've just been kind of wandering around the infield down on pit road seeing what's up, but figured I'd come up here and see how you guys were doing and check out this B-Main. So we're getting ready to go green here for B-Main here, and Clint, what are you expecting from this race? As you've been able to see the first two, what do you think we're going to see here?
We're going to see lots of action. Hopefully we'll see switches done in the right place. That was a problem in the trophy dash. We had a switch that was going down in the middle of the front straightaway, and that's not good if you want to be able to stay up front. But we're gonna have a good race today, and I don't predict any wrecks either.
Definitely, and I do believe there are no cautions for this series, so that would definitely cause an issue if you do mess up on that. But the pace car is on pit road, and the field is in the hands of the 74 of Doug Moore, and the green flag will fly, and they're off.
Doug Moore has got a partner. He goes by the name of Tyler McDonough, and on the outside, Donnie Giratano, he's left all alone. It's a sad night for him until he's going to try to drop down under the 43. Looks like Frank Basilia left a hole for him to drop down in. We're single file first through fourth.
Definitely, that would benefit also the number 76 of Frank Basilia. He pulled in behind the 3. Now you see they're bump drafting, so we have 2 sets of tandem up at the front, and definitely a good start by the 74 of Doug Moore to get up there, and obviously the 43 of Tyler McDonough pushing him as well, but not too far behind them right now. We have our third tandem. 25 of Gary Shank is being pushed by the 33 of Larry Camp. So we got 3 groups tandemed up here and ready to get going here for this 15-lap race as we're going to come through the travel to complete lap 1. Advantages to the 74, but here come the 3 of Donnie Giratano and the 76 of Frank Busili on the high side.
Doug Moore will still be your race leader going across the line, but they are being pushed hard by Donnie Giratano, and I say that figuratively since they're on the outside. Tyler McDonough is still hooked up to the back bumper of Doug Moore, so that's keeping them in first and second. But again, we are side by side up front now with Doug Moore and Donnie Giratano to his outside. Giratano's got the edge as they go into turn 3.
And definitely they got that run down off of turn number 2, coming down that hill. But when they go into the corner, they're going to go up a lot higher. Now you see the 74 and the 43 prevailing. A big wiggle for the 43 on the inside. That drop back the 3 and the 76 on the high side. They're going to look to make another charge. And don't count out that 25 and the 33 again. That's Gary Shank and Larry Camp. They're just hanging around, looking to see what's happening and trying to make a move now. It looks like the 74 and the 43 have now cleared the 3 and the 76. 3 goes way up the racetrack for a switch, and we're going to be 3 wide.
Yeah, we're 3 wide during the switch, and these first 6 cars are all by themselves. They're up ahead of the huge pack, which is the rest of the field, except for Daniel Holloway. He's all alone by himself out back. He's got no dancing partner. The rest of the field is in a huge pack. First through 6, they're still all together, 2 seconds ahead. Doug Moore is still your leader as he goes to the outside there during a switch, and Tyler McDonough, for Doug Moore's sake, hopefully will jump up high and catch him again. And that's a switch gone bad right there, as I mentioned earlier.
And Moore moves down just behind the 43. Yeah, that was kind of illy done, I would say, as Moore going to lose a lot of time on the outside as he gets back up to the bumper of the 43, and they try to make the outside work once more. Doug Moore finished 4th in the first heat, or second heat race, actually, I think it was, the one that was broadcasted live on ETV Live earlier on in the night. Actually was running in the top 5, or about in the top 3 almost, I want to say, when he was involved in an incident that took out the final 3 cars in a running order. He was able to finish 4th, but I mean, had a lot of damage. He finds the wall big time, trying to follow the 43. I think they moved up or something, and he ended up finding the wall big time. 43 going to leave him and shoot down for his buddy in front of him, the 33 of Larry Camp. Doug Moore definitely hurt because he's going to be left without a partner out of all this.
That's not good. You got to keep your partner because the top 8 advance. Doug Moore's still in 5th, but if you're partnerless, you're going to go straight to the back after they hit that wall. But our current leader right now is Gary Shank in that 25 car. We haven't heard much from him tonight, but all of a sudden he's in the lead. His dancing partner is Frank Basilia, and right behind them is Donnie Giratano in the 3 car. We got a 3-car, I don't want to say tandem, but it's a pack. And coming up to their outside is Larry Camp and Tyler McDonough. We're in turn 3.
And I don't know, it looks like Larry Camp wanted to get to the outside. Tyler McDonough thinking, nah, I don't really want to. He's going to stay down as Camp way up the racetrack looking to make up time on the outside lane, but he's got no help because McDonough way off his bumper and even following on the inside lane. That's going to cost Camp. That's going to cost Giratano. I mean, these guys have got to work together to the best of their ability if they want to stay with these leaders in front of them right now.
The real battle on the racetrack right now is back in 8th place for that last transfer spot. Doug Moore, again, like I mentioned earlier, he was in 5th now. He's all the way back. He's in the 10th position. Our new transfer spot is going to be Gary Tarvin, and he's, of course, being pushed by the 8 of Dana Osborne.
Gonna keep our eye on the transfer spot. Looking at Dana Osborne, currently in the 8th machine, scored in 10th. And it looks like Gary Tarvin just in front of Dana Osborne. Those two working together, I believe, have gotten around Doug Moore, possibly, unless he's in the pack. Yeah, they've gotten around Doug Moore. He's going backwards in a hurry because he cannot get any help. Tarvin going to go to the outside, let Dana Osborne go. And it looks like he falls back in line behind Osborne as they pulled off the switch, looking back up at Doug Moore. He's found somebody. He's found a buddy. And Kerry Witt finally, as they are trying to run back down the two in front of them to lock themselves back, lock themselves back into the show. They have to finish in the top 8 though, and one of those two in front of them is not going to make it, so they have to beat both of them. But then only one of them will still make it into the feature race there. So you're going to watch this battle for 8th, which has just become a battle because the 74 shoots to the outside. 89 not going to follow, and it looks like he's slowly coming up, but he's not really committed. I don't know. It looks like he might want to stay on the inside right now, or maybe hot and just wasn't expecting the 74 to pull up, something like that. Looking back up front, I'm going to go look up at the leaders currently. We have a battle. We're side by side, and it's Garitano on the outside. He's got help from not Larry Kemp, but Gary Shank in the 25 machine. Never mind, Garitano to the very outside. Going to be 3 wide for maybe a second. If you look at the 33, 25, and 3, they're now 3 wide. 3 falls on the line to behind the 2 cars on the outside, and then shoots down to the inside. That's the 33 Camp and McDonough, and the 43 working the inside now. As you have on the outside lane, you have Frank Bucia and the 25 Gary Shank trying to take over the lead. Still side by side for the lead as they come across the line for lap 9 of 15. 3 more laps in the longest race we've had tonight. 5 more than the heat races. You see the 25 got a lot of sideways there when he was following that number 76 machine. They'll lose quite a bit of time on the outside lane. Donnie Garitano has fallen back as he's lost a partner. 28 of Shane McKeechin going to work the outside lane with Mark Brown in the 06 as they're going around Garitano. We got 3 wide up front though. Shank up the middle, 76 to Bucia. Falls back in line behind him. They were maybe making the switch there. The leaders are not connected though, so they're going to make a little bit of time out of this as they didn't have to switch, but they might have to switch very soon. You see the 43 slides off the bumper of Larry Kemp coming out of this rival. 28 has now caught this group, and he's coming up to maybe race with the leaders here. That is the 28 of Shane McKeechin. Oh, the 43 got the apron. So Gary Shank went up the racetrack a little concerned, and he collected a lot of cars right there. And that's going to leave Larry Kemp and Shane McKeechin to work together. Donnie Garitano survives. He doesn't have a partner yet. There's Dana Osborne sneaking up to his bumper. Gary Shank, then Doug Moore in the running order. A lot of cars collected in this. It's up front though, the 33 and 28 going to survive. 5 laps to go and we take the start-finish line. 28 shoots to the outside, maybe not. The 28 is all over the place in the bumper of that 33. That's Shane McKeechin, again, kind of just surviving up here. He just got up here and it looked like he's looking alright because there was a large wreck. The next cars in the running order are going to be the 3 of Donnie Garitano, the 8 of Dana Osborne. They sit 3rd and 4th, and they are about a second, 1.2 seconds behind the leaders of Camp and McKeechin, trying to run them back down to the best of their ability, and they are in a hurry here. Doug Moore, who was looking like he might have been all right, is not. He's sitting 16th, 1.9 seconds, or I don't even know. He's moving around. He's jumping around quite a bit, up to 11th now, officially being scored for some reason. But 74 machine was in trouble.
We got there's a big difference now in your top 8, and now in the transfer spot is Kevin Mahoney Jr., and he's got a good chance of holding on to that because Tyler McDonough is about 6 seconds behind him, and Tanner Mann is about 2 seconds in front of him. But remember, he doesn't have a dancing partner, so this could get interesting.
Not it could. Up front, though, 4 cars in line. They're not lined anymore. Maybe as the 3 shoots to the outside, 8 looking to follow. They switch up front for the lead. McKeechin to the inside, Kemp to the outside. McKeechin maybe looking to come up in front of the 33 in just a moment. He does. 3 and 8 have been working together. They're definitely going to be hot unless they just recently switched. Outside lane just switched, so we're going to be side by side, and it looks like the inside is not really pushing. Outside is kind of hesitant, but they're now together as the inside is as well.
New leaders, Donnie Giratano, his dancing partner is 8 of Dana Osborne. He's going to be in second. And right now, oh, they touch in. He gets a little sideways, but they're going to stay on the track, stay together. They should be able to catch him within the next 3 laps. But we're single file first through fourth. This race is looking pretty good right now for Donnie Giratano.
That it is. I would say the 8, though, would be one that could challenge him for the win in this event. Those 2 behind him, I wouldn't count them out once they get their momentum and their footing back together. They'll be all right. The 28 has been pushed by the 33 earlier tonight. They made up a lot of time. I think they were just about equally as fast with the 33 up front, maybe a little bit faster, but they had quite a bit of time with the 28 up front, so this isn't an unfamiliar, we'll call it seating arrangement for these 2 as the leaders switch, and it looks like they are going to stay, the 28-33 are going to stay together exactly how they are. They shoot to the outside. Coming up on 1 lap to go, we come across the start-finish line. I think if you were going to switch, turn 1 right there was the time to do it. These guys up front will not have to switch again, most likely.
Dakota, that was the perfect switch. That could not have been done any better, and that's what's probably going to help them when we get to the last lap, because right now you got the 28, and he just lost his dancing partner. Larry Camp got a little loose there, and now he's going to just back off, hold on to his 4th place to make it in the A main. Up front, it's Dana Osborne, Donnie Giratano. We're going to come to 1 lap to go. Dakota.
Yeah, white flag is out as the leaders go around the 74 of Doug Moore. 28 maybe looking to get to the bumper of that 74, maybe see if he can use the 74. Kind of too late though as the leaders are running away here. 28 sneaks up to the bumper of that 74. Ain't going to see if he can make up any time. Maybe the leader's a wreck or something's what he's got to be thinking, but leaders up front are running away. That's the 8 of Dana Osborne, the 8's actually out front. The 3, Donnie Giratano pushing. Watch for the 3. Shoots to the outside. He actually made some contact. Shoots up the racetrack. Comes back down. Tries to get back up to the bumper of the 8. Comes up. The 8 has not been pushed. He hadn't been pushed for a little while. Now they're going to be side by side. 3 had the draft. He slingshot around to the outside. Going to be side by side to the tri-oval. And coming out, 3 has the momentum. 8 has the line. 3 across the start-finish line is going to win the event.
1/10 of a second, almost 2, is how Donnie Giratano won. That's how far in front of Dana Osborne he was. We're going to run through the finishing order. It's Donnie Giratano, Dana Osborne, Shane McKeechin, and 4th, number 33 is Larry Camp.
Gary Schenk comes home 5th with Tanner Mann coming home 6th. Ivan Garcia 7th. Kevin Mahoney Jr. comes home 8th with Daniel Holloway 9th. And Tyler McDonough running out the top 10. Doug Moore 11th. Frank Basilia says 12th. Gary Tarvin's 13th. Kerry Witt comes home 14th with Rodney Wofford 15th. James Finn comes home 16th, and Mark Brown 17th, rounding out the last position in the field. Advancing in the race was Kevin Mahoney Jr., and also I do believe Rodney Wofford, Doug Moore are the provisionals.
We've got Donnie Giratano on the radio. Dakota's down there with him.
And Donnie, man, you did it. You actually beat out your buddy there, the 8 of Dana Osborne. It was really close across the start-finish line. It was by 18 thousandths of a second. You can't really ask for much closer than that.
Yeah, that was a close finish there. I appreciate Dana helping me. I thought about giving him the win, but I wanted to race it out, see what would happen.
Now going into turn 3, final lap, you shoot up the racetrack, you made contact, shoot up the racetrack even further, have to jump back in line. Were you concerned that you couldn't get around him at that point?
Yes, I was. I thought he had me there. Yeah, we made contact, shot me up a little bit, and I come back down, and I made it around him, barely, but I made it around him.
And what was the trick to surviving that event, the 15-lap event, and can you survive the 30-lap event and come home with the win?
Oh, sure. Anything's possible. Hopefully we can do that. Hopefully I'll come back here and talk to you guys.
All right, thank you, Donnie. Any shots you want to throw out there?
Yeah, thank you, Rod. This is you do a great job with the league. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Donnie, and we look forward to seeing you in the feature race.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Definitely. And now we have Dana Osborne moved up to the broadcast booth, and he's standing by with Clint Monahan.
Dana, you had an outstanding race. What was going on there at the end? Why were y'all racing for first when you were already locked in?
We was just drafting together. We was communicating back and forth. You know, we knew what we was doing.
All right, and that wreck, what did that look like in your mirror for you during that big wreck on lap 10?
Scared the heck out of me, to tell you the truth, man. I'm lucky I got by it, you know.
Yeah, it looked pretty tough from what we were watching. You finished second. You're going to make the A main. How do you predict things will go for you in the A main?
Just try to stay away from the wrecks and just finish it. You know, I want at least a top 5, top 10 out of it. You know.
Dana, we appreciate you coming up here talking to us. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I thank you guys for broadcasting this, and I thank Rod for putting on this show, and I thank Donnie for working with me there at the end.
That's Dana Osborne from Jonesboro, Tennessee. Dakota?
And now we have our third place finisher, Shane McKeechin. I didn't even know how to pronounce your name at the start of the event. You're a new guy here, I do believe, this season. Glad to have you along for the ride this season. You're able to bring home a third place finish in the B main. What an eventful race for you. You even lost your partner at the end of the race.
Yeah, lost him, and luckily there towards the end there was a lap car I was able to pick up to keep from losing any more spots. Got very lucky and missed the big one. Was able to bring it home for a third place.
Now, you were up front at the end of that event. You and Larry Kemp were working together really well, but were passed by, I do believe it was Dana Osborne and his partner. Can you capitalize on what you learned from the B main and come out and maybe get a top 10 or top 5 finish here in the feature race?
Yeah. The struggles I'm having is being a new guy. Finding some. I haven't earned the trust of everybody, so sometimes it's hard to pick up a drafting partner, and that's definitely key. That you can't do it without them. You can't do it by yourself.
And I know you'll work with Larry Kemp. You kind of plan on working with him some more if you can get to him.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I've learned when it gets down to the grit. You got to see what's there and see who's moving, and hopefully me and him could, if it works out, we'll work together again. And I know that when I first picked him up in that draft, we had a little miscommunication there on which line we wanted to run, and made things a little more complicated. Maybe could have, held on for a 1-2 finish, but I don't know where he finished. I hate, what happened to him, but was glad to bring home a third place finish and look forward to a debut in the A main.
Any shots you want to throw out there real quick?
I just want to thank Rod and all the guys with the league. Appreciate the opportunity of being able to race here, and definitely learning a lot from all the guys. Really enjoying this league.
All right, well, thank you, and look forward to seeing you in the feature race here in just a few moments. Go ahead and let you go and get set up for that race.
Thank you, guys.
And now, as we have just about 6 minutes left, about 4 before the anthem, we're going to go ahead and step away, take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more racing action, especially from the feature race here with Super Speedway Cup Series, SSSeries.com.
InsideSimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
We're back live at Talladega Super Speedway with the Super Speedway Cup Series, SSSeries.com. Another season of racing. We're in week 2, and we've had an eventful night already. Both the races that we've actually broadcast, or at least 2 of the races we broadcasted, had an .034 finishing differential, and I can't remember what the B main was, but we just completed the B main. Now we're in the feature race.
Yeah, the B main, the winner won by 1/100th of a second. So we're in for a good show. It's gone down in both races that we've broadcasted. So we're gonna I have a feeling we have a really good finish here tonight, Dakota.
We always do. We've seen nearly ties with the Super Speedway Cup Series. It's very, very interesting. But anyway, while we're about 1 minute and 30 seconds away from the grid, it's about now time to set down trackside for the national anthem, which is going to be performed by the Cactus Cuties. We'll go there now.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
are back live at Talladega Super Speedway at the Super Speedway Cup Series, SSSeries.com. As the cars hit the grid, we're going to go ahead and go down now trackside for the command.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Also want to thank the Virtual Thunderbirds for their flyover in our national anthem. Now starting from the pole after winning the Trophy Dash is going to be the 23 machine, Rod Flag. Starting in second, the 42 machine, the guy that finished second in the Trophy Dash, Victor Bartlett.
Josh Ball's in the 15 car. He's starting third. On his outside is 39 of Brandon Chaburko.
Hunter Bowl is going to roll off fifth with Matt Bontempi rolling off sixth.
Dewey Meyer starting seventh, and to his outside is Josue Ramirez.
How about Joshua Hanna rolling off ninth with Raymond Evans rolling off in the 10th position in his 83 machine.
In the number 69, starting 11th is Dale Smalley, and to his outside, starting 12th, is Terrence Donovan.
Dallas Miracle going to roll off 13th in his 48 machine with Andrew Berger rolling off 14th in his 24 machine.
The number 13 is Jimmy Tolliver starting 15th, and to his outside in number Earnhardt, number 3, Donnie Giratano.
Dana Osborne going to roll off 17th with Shane McKeachin rolling off 18th.
Larry Camp starting 19th, and on his outside is a 25 of Gary Schenk.
Tanner Mann going to roll off 21st with Ivan Garcia 22nd.
23rd and 24th is Kevin Mahoney Jr. and Rodney Wofford.
Rodney Wofford being one of the provisionals, as well as Doug Moore in 25th 74 machine. He was the second provisional, I do believe, and that's what has put him in the field here tonight. So 25 cars going to take the green flag. As we're really close to taking the green flag, it's going to be Rod Flag leading us to it as we work through 3 and 4. We're almost there.
There's 25 people starting this race. Somebody's going to be left without a tandem partner, and they're just going to drop to the back, and that will probably not be good for them. It'll end their race for them, which is hard to believe, even though the race hasn't even started yet.
Well, I wouldn't say that. We could see 3 cars just wreck out and then nobody be hurt. Because everybody could have a partner. I guess that's one way we could put it, but or 1 car. But here we go. Pace cars off. Rod Flag getting set to bring us to the green flag. It's just outside of the tri-oval. We'll come across the start-finish line, which is a little ways down. For the second time in a feature race this season, we're going to take the green flag. Rod Flag leads us to it. Victor Bartlett on his outside, going to be side-by-side 39. Already got to the bumper at 42. But was now leaving at 15 to Josh Ball, who worked with Rod Flag the entire, most of the B-main, or not the B-main, the Trophy Dash, and pushed him to the win. Is back up to the bumper of that 23 machine, and they're working on the inside. Bartlett and Chaburko, who are running up on the outside lane of the leaders in the Trophy Dash. They're back on the outside lane once again, looking to take over the lead.
We're heading into turn 3. Number 42, Victor Bartlett, has the edge so far as we head into turn 3. Brandon Chaburko is doing a great job of pushing him, and on the inside line, trying to making their run back to the lead is Rod Flag and his Washington Cougars Chevy Impala. His dancing partner tonight so far is Josh Ball.
Well, I think they worked good once. Ball got him to the win in the Trophy Dash. Why leave him? So they're sticking together here up front as we have a side-by-side battle for the lead. Still with Bartlett trying to get up there. Jose Ramirez sits back in 5th with help from the 5 car of Joshua Hanner, who pushes him as they try to run down the leaders. Then you have Mike Hunter Bowles, who sits in 6th with the 20 of Matt Bontempi on his bumper. And how about Stephen Meyer sitting in 9th, just behind those 2 all by himself. Dale Smalley sits in 10th. The guy you picked to lead lap 10 in, I do believe, the Trophy Dash. And then there's Dallas Miracle, who sits in 11th currently. How about Raymond Evans and Andrew Berg a little bit further in the back than we're used to seeing them? And how about Terrence Donovan as well? He's back in the field with the 13 Jimmy Tolliver.
We've got a switch up front, and people are with their different partners. Right now, Chaburko is behind 23 Rod Flag. Chaburko wants to be up there with that 42, who is now your new leader, and that is Victor Bartlett. Behind Chaburko is the 15. Josh Ball wants to get back with his partner, who, of course, is Rod Flag. And coming up right behind them is Josh Hanner. He's got a new dancing partner. Who's that, Dakota?
Well, Victor Bartlett and Rod Flag, Brendan Chaverko and Josh Ball. I would say I don't like this. I don't like this pairing. I think Flag should have stuck with Ball because I mean those two did work together so well when it came to the Trophy Dash. When we saw the 42, he came down and could have probably won the event. He went back up and picked back up the 39, so that shows commitment. I think the 42 and 39, when it comes down to it, they're committed to one another. So you have to keep your eye on that partnership. You can even see Victor Bartlett shoot up the racetrack and pick up Chaverko right now. As Chaverko's up there by himself, hanging on strong.
We've got a spin in the back. We're trying to figure out who that was. It looks to be, might have been the 72. I'm wrong on that one.
Up front, Chaverko has got help from Joshua Hanna. They're making a very valiant effort on the outside lane. Inside lane is disconnected. That's Bartlett and Flag. They're not hooked up. As Chaverko was clearing the inside lane, he shoots immediately down, and when he saw the 5-car following him, he wasn't clear. The 5 wasn't clear. He almost collected, and he came back up, but comes back down, falls back in line. Looking, we're still trying to figure out exactly what happened with that wreck. Looking at the 8-car of Dana Osborne, 25th position, he has a lot of smoke pouring out of his machine. After being the runner-up in the B main event, trying to figure out exactly what happened to him. Yeah, and I believe that Evan Soko has it.
And definitely an unfortunate incident for the number 13 of Jimmy Tolliver. He was pushing with the number 73 car of Terrence Donovan, and as they worked their way through the tri-oval, 13 pushing at 73, 13 came down a little bit, and when he came back up, his front grille just got hooked on the rear end of that 73, and he came right down into the 8, the number 3 car, who we just saw take a victory. Donnie Giartano just missed that, but came right down over the hood of the 8, tore up the front end of that 8, obviously some engine damage, and the 13 went spinning down into the inside wall.
New leader is the 5, Josh Hanner. He's being pushed by Brandon Chaverko. We're mixing up partners, and on their outside is the 23 and 15, and the 29 and the 20 of Hunter Bowles and Matt Bontempi are making their charge at the front as the 15 and 23 try to make their switch. It kind of backfires a little, but they're going to drop back to 7th and 8th. And look who snuck up to 4th position, Josue Ramirez.
So it only took Rod Flag about 5 laps to go from around 15 to the lead and win that race. I think he has plenty of time if he goes back to the back here. We still have over 20 laps remaining here. 3 wide, 2 wide, all the way through the field though, as we go back down to basically 2 wide. Battle for the lead up front though. It's the 30 on the outside with Victor Bartlett and the 42. 5 of Joshua Hanner has help from the 75 of Jose Ramirez.
It's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, 1st through 8th. Everybody's got their partners now. Josue's working with Hanner, and he's right up on the bumper. That's exactly what you want to be doing here. You want to be on the bumper, locked in all the way around. You got to put a padlock right on the rear end and the front end to keep y'all going around to get full speed, as they are 205 miles an hour through the tri-oval.
Yeah, very quick speeds. I mean, it goes almost all the way around the racetrack. You'll see them as they were 206 entering turn number 1. That speed will drop a mile per hour or 2, maybe through turns 1 and 2. And they'll pick it back up coming off the corner very quickly here as you watch them get back up on the back straightaway. 204, and I think they lost another mile per hour coming off, but 204 and nearly up to 205, but they lost it because they had to switch in the middle of a straightaway here. And here's Matt Bontempi and Hunter Bowles looking on the very outside lane, 3 wide, looking to make up the spot. 83 of Raymond Evans up the middle, and they got all kinds of sideways on the very outside lane. They struggled to hold it up there and lost a lot of time.
Evans went through the middle. Now he's up high. He doesn't really have a dancing partner, but he's going to probably hook up with Matt Bontempi. And here comes a newcomer up to the front now is Andrew Berger. He's got his partner, the 7. Rodney Wofford's trying to catch up, and they could get back together. But right as I say that, Evans pulls down right behind Berger, and they will be hooked up together. And, of course, we do have a new leader. That is the 42 of Victor Bartlett, and pushing him is Brandon Chaverko.
Chaburko and Bartlett having just switched. You do remember switching middle of a straightaway, not the smartest of strategy, but they were able to get back up to the front as Joshua Hayner, Jose Ramirez just fall back in line. How about Andrew Berger, who's worked up through the field? He's got quite a lot of cars to get up here, and he's done so very well. As Wofford and Gary Shank work the outside now, the 7-25 machine looking to make up some momentum on the outside lane. Want to go back around through the field here? Look at our. Looks like we have a group of cars. So we have a few tandems, a little ways out of the league, or out of the lead. Around 14th, we have a group of cars that seems to go 2 or 3 cars. You've got 2 more, and I believe this is Doug Moore and Shane McKeechin sitting 20th and 21st. They're about 5 seconds out of the lead. Then you have Tanner Mann and Ivan Garcia 16 and 18 seconds behind the leader, with Jimmy Tolliver 1 lap down and Dana Osborne 2 laps down.
Rodney Wofford's got Gary Shank right on his back bumper, and Rodney Wofford, he came from the 24th starting position. Now he's all the way up to, well, they're 3 wide for second as he's dropping back during a switch. Probably a switch they didn't mean to do, but he's going to hopefully hook back up for his sake with his partner Gary Shank. But Gary Shank is all over the 42 of Victor Bartlett and new leaders Brandon Chaburko as he heads to the outside line.
And Chaburko gives back up, picked up his partner in the 42 machine of Victor Bartlett. Shank gets delivered for the 42, so a 3-car tandem up front as the 5 with Joshua Hayner falls back to the bumper of the 24. 30 on at 42, take over the lead on the inside lane. 25 going to fall back as he has no help. 24 backs off the 5, gives him plenty of room, and we're 2 wide through most of the field, and the leaders are single file up front.
They can stay hooked up. They're gonna go far, but we're not sure when they're gonna have to switch again. It might be another 4 or 5 laps for them while everybody behind them has already switched. I don't think the 5 and 24 have switched yet. We're gonna see what's going on. But maybe the 24 has tried to keep his front end clean. And right behind him, crowding his bumper, is the 83 of Ramon Evans. He's come from, I want to say, 10th place, I'm sorry.
Oh, good. I was going back up there trying to figure it out myself. I hit a button and messed something up. But up front, single file, the first 4 cars. Then you have the 2 wide. That's 83 at Raymond Evans, 25. Gary Shank working the outside, trying to make it work back up front as they come across the line for lap 13 of 30. Rod Flag sneaking back up to the picture with the 15 of Josh Ball. He's not leaving his partner behind. As they've kind of snuck back up here just outside the top 5 in 7th and 8th. How about Rodney Wofford is back up in this group with the 75 of Jose Ramirez. And we have a group of cars behind them, just all kind of riding behind these guys.
Right now it seems to be everybody's trying to duck out for air. There's not much, there is drafting going on, but there's not much bump drafting going on with people hooked up. As you see, Brandon Chaburko and Victor Bartlett make the switch. Victor Bartlett's in first place, and he's still first in points, too.
And how, as we were 3 wide to 83, almost came down to 15. 3 wide in the back of this pack, starting with the 83 to Raymond Evans. He's leading on train in the middle, as the inside-outside lane is not going anywhere. Looks like him and Raymond Evans. Oh, as we have contact, 22 and 20 car. That's Bontempi and I believe Myers, it was Myers. Meyer make contact, and the 22 gets shot up the racetrack. He saves it, keeps it on the apron pretty much, but loses a lot of time.
Back up front, we're single file 1st through 5th, and then of course you got the 83 trying to make it up on the high side, but he's probably going to have to duck back in once he gets behind Rod Flag and his partner. Up front, Victor Bartlett is still in the lead, Brandon Chaburko in 2nd, Josh Henderson 3rd, and they're followed by Andrew Berger, Rod Flag.
Well, it's the leaders collect lap 15 of 30. Gonna be at the halfway mark next time by when they come across the start-finish line. Actually, this time by. But for right now, we're going to step away, take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more green flag racing action from the Talladega Super Speedway at the Super Speedway Cup Series, ssseries.com.
InsideSimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
We're back live at Talladega Super Speedway, the Super Speedway Cup Series, SSSeries.com. Check them out. They have an Enduro Series on Tuesday night, 75-lap event. Just straight 75 laps, no heat races, nothing like that I know of. But it's a very unique race. And they have standings and whatnot for that, so just check that out on the website. As well as the Truck Series, which runs on Thursday nights, the night before this event. Actually ran last night. But currently running Super Speedway Cup Series, in which Victor Bartlett has the lead with a 39 of Frank Trebeco right behind him. Jose Ramirez was scored second last time by. He had fallen back as we were 3 wide. He's coming back on the outside lane, making another hard charge to the front.
He's got a great partner in Rodney Wofford, who's made his way through the field. As Rodney steps out for some air, it looks like they might have a switch coming up soon, but in the meantime, he's going to hook right back up to Josue's bumper, and we got a lap car up top. That's the 13th car. And he's going to hopefully stay out of their way. We don't have a big wreck. We can keep this great pack racing going. This is a real exciting race so far. And we got 12 to go, 11 to go when we come back to the start-finish line.
Yeah, 12 to go now. It's going to be 11 when we hit the start-finish line. So we work off at turn number 4, 75.7. Hanging on strong on the outside lane. 39 falling off the bumper of the 42. That's going to put the momentum on the outside lane. In favor of them, as it looks like Jose Ramirez will lead this lap coming out this time by. 8 car going to be slow on the outside lane. 75 clear to come down. 7 is also clear. They take over the lead. 3 and 29 looking to follow on the outside lane, as the 42 and 39 could not get the room they needed there. They couldn't get cooled down enough, as we have a switch up front. Because they just switched coming off the corner, not a good place, but switch up front because they were hot. 3 and 29 is going to go to the very outside 3 wide. They're going to take over the lead up front, and 5 and 24 look to follow. 42 and 39 getting shuffled back now.
We got a new leader, Donnie Giratano, and the 42 and 75 just touched as they go into turn 3. It's getting a little dicey up here. We got 11 laps to go. Coming up outside of the 3 and the 29, Josh Hanner's being pushed by Andrew Berger, and Josh Hanner will be our leader this time by.
And he will. That was quick. 3 car had to leave maybe for a moment. Then the 5 car gets put there, and he's getting a lot of help from the 24. The champion, the defending champion. That is Andrew Berger, as he leads Donnie Giratano and Hunter Bowles. Formerly known as Michael Bowles. We call him Michael Bowles a lot, but that's actually Hunter Bowles, and he has the 42 just behind him, as I'm hearing car around somewhere.
We're 3 wide up front. We got the 7 car coming all the way back from 24th position. He's making his way up to the front. Rodney Walker's doing incredible. He is our new leader with his dancing partner, Josue Ramirez. Josue's been up there the whole race, and of course, going across the line, our leader will be Andrew Berger. Not shocking there. He's always up front at the right times.
Yeah, I'm hearing the 15 car was in that wreck, or was causing the wreck. But 7 car up the middle 3 wide with the 73. They're going around the 75 as Berger up front once again, past champion, trying to repeat once again here as he is the defending champion as he's taking over the lead. How about Giratano on the inside just behind himself? And I'm wondering if we actually have information on the inside. Anybody got anything, Evan, Chad, or Clint?
Yeah, and back there on the back straightaway, the number 48 Dallas Miracle was pushing in behind the number 69 of Dale Smalley, I do believe, and on the back straightaway, he wiggled on his bumper, and they just got hooked up, almost so to speak, and it sent his 48 straight into the outside wall, and that turned him right in front of the number 15. That is the 15 of Josh Ball, and 15 went hard into the inside wall, and then he ended up coming back out on the racetrack as there was another two-car tandem passing by, which then also ended up collecting the 74 and the 28 as well, so a big chain reaction crash down in the back of the field.
Got 7.5 laps to go as the 5 and the 24 do a switch going into turn 3. They're going to get passed by Terrence Donovan, and still up there, Rodney Wofford will not go away from the front. They're first and second.
As Berger, I thought he'd switched, went to the outside, and he lost a few spots, it looks like, or maybe just one, but it's hard to tell with all the lap traffic. I think we're seeing a little bit of lap traffic confusing me here. It looks like he is back to 4th. Donovan Wofford take over the lead. Gaetano back to around 6th. He's got no help whatsoever. And here comes Bartlett and Chaburko. They're on the inside just behind him. They went to the back, or a few positions back, and they have not been back up since. Looking to figure out what happened to Rod Flagg. He's back in 19th, 1 lap down.
Yeah, he got caught up in that wreck. I saw him on come down pit road. His car is pretty severely damaged. And as you see, Chaburko in the 42 of
wreck.
And we're hearing there's a wreck on the track.
Yes, Bontempi, he's around. He was 11th across the start-finish line. It's lap 24 coming through the trail to collect lap 25. He's on the bumper the 29. 25 comes up into him, and they just make contact. 13, 25, and 20. 3 cars involved. 20 car comes back up into the outside wall and stays in that wall.
We're coming up on 5 laps to go, and guess who's back up front? It's Victor Bartlett and Brandon Chaburko. They've come from the back after they were up there earlier. They're giving Terrence Donovan a run for his money, and Rodney Wofford is still hooked up. Donovan, I don't think they're going to switch. And Andrew Berger got shuffled a little bit to the back. He's still pushing Josh Hanner, but new leader is the 42 of Victor Bartlett. It's familiar territory for him.
That is. I just talked about how they kind of went up to the front and they went to the back and kind of got stuck, but they're now back up front. They were tired of waiting with 5 to go as the 39 is going to come back up in front of the 42. 5 up the middle of Joshua Hanner. That's Andrew Berger following in line behind him. He's going to give him the bumper. Middle line prevails. They're coming with a large run of momentum and heading into turn number 3. Looking like they might be able to take over the race lead right here.
New leader is Josh Hanner. He's being pushed by Andrew Berger, who's doing an outstanding job as a drafting partner. Josh Hanner wins this race. He's going to owe Andrew dinner. They're going to take the lead. They're going to have about a car length over the 73 and his dancing partner of Wofford. And Chaburko and Bartlett got their switch. They're going to try to make their head full steam back. They're not going to have to switch again for the rest of this race, so you're going to look out for them as they take the 5 car of Josh Hanner high. They're going to be above Berger too as they try to switch, and we got a new leader. Is it the 73 or is it the 39? It'll be the 39.
Well, I don't think anybody owes anybody dinner now. It's a 24 car around big time trouble for the defending points winner, the points champion. He got sent for a ride into all other cars and now turned around. It looks like he's going to lose a lot of positions on the racetrack.
Brandon Chaburko and Victor Bartlett have about an 8 to 10 car lead over who's behind them, Rodney Wofford. They only have 3 laps left to do it. Do you think they're going to be able to catch him, Dakota?
I don't honestly know. It could be close. They have the draft, and as they switch up front, they will catch him. They're actually catching him very, very quickly here. It's going to be whether they can do anything or not. 5 car falling off of those 2. He is without a partner as the next guy in line is going to be 3/10 back, and that's a tandem of Hunter Bowles and Donnie Giratano. A 5 car losing, and here comes the 7 and 73. That's Wofford and Donovan. They're to the outside lane with 3 to go. Coming to get 2 to go at the start-finish line. They look to take over the race lead if they possibly can. 42 and 39 getting hooked back up on the inside. Have got the momentum going back in their favor off of turn number 4. They make the inside lane work.
As we come to 2 to go, Rodney Wofford has come all the way from 24th position. That's second to last. He needs to be scored 3rd place as we are now finally 2 laps to go. Victor Bartlett is still your leader as the 7 of Rodney Wofford and Terrence Donovan make their switch. And Chaburko and Bartlett are making a switch too. This is still really interesting.
let's switch now while you can, and then maybe they don't have to switch again. That's what they're thinking. 73 car is going to shoot to the inside, makes the 39 and 42 go to the outside. 73 and 7 has a preferred line as they're on the inside lane going into turns 3 and 4. Come to get the white flag. 75 and 69, they've joined this group. 29 and 3 have joined this group. It looks like 73 and 7 have the lane. They have the positioning as well as they have taken over the race lead. 39 and 42 going back very strong on the outside lane, coming to the white flag. This is how they lost it last time. Getting kind of shuffled around to the outside lane, the 39 and 42, as they now try to hold on and maybe reclaim or win this race if they possibly can. They don't clear the inside lane like they did in the last race, but they don't separate like they did in the Trophy Dash race. I believe is what it was. As they're going to be side by side, heading down the back straightaway off of turn number 2, even, dead even.
It's an 8-car race now. Brandon Chaburko is in the lead, but we still got. They're making their way. That's a 75. Josue, that's lap traffic right behind them. And the 73, Terrence Donovan, he's going to take the lead. Dakota, take it away.
33, 39 going to be side by side, heading to the tri-oval. 73 has got the position, going to be close. It's the 39 with the momentum. He beats the 79 or 73. So it's going to be Chaburko, Donovan, Bartlett, Wofford, and Bowles across the start-finish line. 19 thousandths of a second.
Once again, it's almost 200ths of a second. Just like last race, this incredible race that these guys have put on the night. As we already went through 1st through 5th, 6th through 10th is Donnie Giratano, Josue Ramirez, Dale Smalley, Josh Hanner, and Ramon Evans brings up the top 10 in his 83 car.
And we got your winner on the radio. It's Brandon Chaburko. He wins tonight. Valiant win. He does it. I mean, fantastic finish. Wins by 19 thousandths of a second. Congrats, Brandon.
Yeah, man, that was one of the best races I've been a part of. Lots of give and take and lots of passing tonight. That was great.
All right, Brandon, and I mean, this is a good way to start off the season. Last season, you had a really strong season, but you're going to start off season 3 with a win in season 2 in the feature race. Does that look good?
Oh yeah, I wasn't too happy with my week 1 performance, so it's definitely a big confidence boost for sure.
Now, are you looking for these wins, or are you just kind of looking for solid finishes here?
Definitely wins. I mean, tough competition here. I mean, we got, guys like Andrew Berger, 2-time champion. I mean, it's real tough.
Brandon, can we look to see you win Victory Lane again maybe next week?
We're going to Daytona. I'd say I'm better at Talladega, but yeah, it's always a possibility, man. Just got to get in the dash and finish well, and track position's really key here, so.
All right, well, thank you, Brandon. Any shots you want to throw out there real quick?
My teammates at Slingshot Motorsports, Rod for putting on this league, and ETV for broadcasting.
All right, thank you, Brandon, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you.
And now we have what I believe to be our second place finisher, Terrence Donovan, in the broadcast booth, and he's standing by with none other than Clint Monahan.
Terrence, you ran an outstanding race. What was your strategy for the whole race?
Yeah, I mean, that was great. I fell pretty far back and made my way through, and then hooked up with Rodney, and then I was leading all of a sudden. I was pretty surprised that I got that far, and damn, that was close. So it was so close.
That hard work you did paid off. Who were you working with earlier in the race?
Dale's a friend of mine. I dropped back to get him, and we made our way back up, and then he dropped back to get Dallas, and then I just sort of hung around the back, and then sort of moved through the pack there, and then I got up towards the front.
Well, I'm sure it's going to raise your expectations for next week. I know you're going to be gunning for the win next week. Who do you want to thank?
Thanks, Rodney, for the push. Thanks, everybody that pushed me. And hi to Drew and Maureen. Hi to everybody watching. So thanks, Rod. Great race.
That's Terrence Donovan. He's Boston strong. Terrence Donovan is your second-place finisher.
And now standing by with our what should be our third place finisher, Victor Bartlett. That should be Evan Fasoko.
And that's right, we have caught up with Victor Bartlett down here on pit road. And Victor, you managed to get your number 42 machine in here and a third place finish. We know you started this race in second. How was the race?
It was fun. It was very intense. The temperatures were getting really, really hot there when we were in the pack, and I was just trying to stay with Brandon, and I'm actually surprised that it made it across the finish line because I had both temperature gauges flashing at the same time.
And that's definitely what it's all about, going for it at the end. And I'll tell you, that was last 10 laps when we came back for a commercial. That was some crazy racing. Describe how that was from behind the wheel.
Yeah, me and Brandon, we were sitting there talking. We were like, how are we going to work this out? And, we kept switching back and forth, but trying not to, lose too much time and positions because everybody was just so close there. And I know it was a crash when we got 3 wide. I'm not sure what happened there. Hate to see that happen to Andrew. I seen him in my rearview mirror wrecking, but it was wild. It was crazy. I knew it was coming down to that. Everything was too calm there for a good 10 laps. Everybody was nose to tail and calm before the storm, I guess.
And definitely, and you ended up pushing the 39, Brandon Chaburko, to the victory. Did you think maybe if you stepped out you could have got around him, or would that bottom line still push and would have got you guys?
That bottom line, they were pretty, deep there. I think it was like 4 or 5 deep. So I knew regardless they would have had us, so I just wanted to hold on and get what I could get out of it, and hopefully I'm still leading the points.
Well, definitely a top 3 finish at Talladega with such great drivers here. Great accomplishment. What shout-outs do you want to throw out there?
I want to throw a shout-out to K&N Filters, one of the best filters out there, and I want to throw a shout-out to Rod Flag and Slingshot Motorsports.
Well, definitely an excited number 42. That's Victor Bartlett. He's going to take home the 3rd position here at Talladega.
Thank you.
That was, again, your top 3 finishers here tonight of the feature race. So we had 4 heat races where we broadcast the heat race number 2. Next week should be heat race number 3. We saw the Trophy Dash, which saw Rod Flag get the win. We saw the B-Main, which I believe saw Donnie Garetano, I want to say, get the win. And then we saw the feature race, which saw Brandon Chaburko get the win. But that was week number 2 of another season with the Super Speedway Cup Series. But for all of us here at ETV Live, I think that's all for us here tonight. We'll go ahead and we'll catch you next week. Don't forget to tune in Monday night, Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series. Tuesday night, I don't think we're doing anything. Come back Thursday night for the Full Throttle Cup Series again. And again, Friday night, be back here for the Super Speedway Cup Series, SSSeries.com. But again, for all of us here, I'm Dakota Herman, joined by Evan Soko, Clint Monahan, and John Wessling. We'll catch you next week.